I've seen a lot of students who feel like they've been left behind by the university.
We'll post it and spread it, tell people that this is not okay.
My George Washington University, we've seen anti-Semitic hate fests.
The university student was charged with making anti-Semitic threats toward his fellow students on campus.
My family last night, we had a discussion whether it's safe for me to be on campus or whether I should come back home.
One of the ironies is that as an American Jew, you're safer in Saudi Arabia right now than you are on a college campus like Columbia University.
In America, anti-Semitic violence looms. Long live the Intifada, or uprising, they chanted at Princeton University in New Jersey.
A group of Jewish students say they were locked inside the library.
I do not feel safe. Jewish and Israeli students express the fear and anti-Semitism they're feeling on campus, and they say the Columbia administration has emboldened hate.
And I make the decision to go to school because I'm paying so much money for my education. Education is really important to me, but the fact that I have to debate whether coming to class is safe anymore, I'm not getting the education that I pay for and the education that I deserve.
Unfortunate that we need to get a police escort back because people were screaming such anti-Semitic things and throwing rocks.
I don't know. Truly, I don't know what the path forward is. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm screaming from the rooftops that Jewish students are not okay.
We have to be walked by police to our own Chabad house, that we feel unsafe on this campus.
It's unbelievable. And I think there's just going to continue to be tremendous backlash from donors, which we've already seen. And we're going to follow the story very closely.
I'm calling on all major donors to universities across the United States and the world to pull your funding now from your university and reinvest in real education. Education at your Chabad on campus. Put your money where the Jews are. This is the only safe space for Jews on campus.
There are professors on my campus. A professor published something that said that Hamas's actions were awesome. Awesome, full stop.
Does that professor still have a job?
That professor's tenured.
And we can't walk back to our Chabad house safely without a police escort. It literally got violent. They were chucking rocks at the window and chanting, making death threats.
It's critical to have education because clearly what we're seeing on college campuses is telling us it's needed.
And is the only true Jewish education that anybody on or around this campus will receive. Education from rabbis and rebbitzins who have spent their entire lives studying this and living Jewish lives. You have to be the one to invest back in Judaism.
I'm only leaving this message because I've been getting many messages of concern. Are you okay? What happened?
Unconscionable insults projected onto our library. Our Hillel building broken into. Our kidnapped posters torn.
This is just one of many anti-Semitic incidents happening on college campuses, not only across the U.S.,
including prestigious universities such as Columbia, Harvard, and University of Pennsylvania.
The banging probably lasted. I started crying immediately. I was very scared.
It was a challenging meeting to hear the hate that there is at ASU.
This was the scene as NYU students gathered in Washington Square Park.
They fear for their lives on campus and are, quote, regularly confronted with genocidal chants and gas the Jews. You can't even believe that things like this are being said on American campuses. NYU calls the claim a one-sided narrative. Now is one of the students in this lawsuit, Sabrina Manthavi, a junior.
I was confronted by someone who screamed at me, Hitler was right. And every night I think about this, how somebody at an NYU event said this to me, and then I can just see them in one of my classes. I walked home that day fearful of my life. I cried the whole way home. I didn't go to my apartment in NYU. I went home to see my family because I did not want to be on campus.
The lawsuit is brought under Title VI, which guarantees equality of treatment and that students on university campuses can't be discriminated against, harassed, or intimidated because of their ethnicity or their backgrounds. NYU has badly breached and violated Title VI. It has discriminated very, very sharply against Jewish students, not only since October 7th, but for years and years, through the history of NYU's disparate treatment and discrimination and permitting intolerance of harassment against Jewish students for decades now. And we're dealing with a lot of other students in other lawsuits who have come to us to say that they have reported being harassed and intimidated on campus. Just a variety of horrible treatment.
They threw some rocks on the building, some rocks on the windows.
And being followed by anti-Semitic students, being jeered at all the time. And when they complain at NYU, as high up as the president of the university, the dean for student affairs, and to others in the security apparatus, you know what they're told? Call the wellness line.
But I was very proud of our Jewish students who spoke respectfully, calmly, and shared.
At Columbia University, Jewish students and advocates claim today that the school is not doing enough to keep them safe.
A new letter signed by more than 100 faculty members that says students shouldn't be penalized for supporting Hamas and calls the Hamas attack one salvo in an ongoing war.
We've been tracking a nearly 400% increase in anti-Semitic incidents being reported to us. That's vandalism, harassment, and assault. And that's in comparison to the same time frame the previous year.
Cornell Hillel notified students, staff, and faculty that it is aware of the threats being made against the building 104 West, where the dining hall is located. And it advised people to avoid using it out of, quote, an abundance of caution. Another Cornell alum posted several screenshots of disturbing messages directed at the Jewish community, urging the slitting of Jewish people's throats, the killing of Jewish women, among other violent messages.
The junior at Cornell faces a charge of posting threats to kill or injure another using interstate communications. That is according to federal prosecutors in the Northern District of New York. The idea that until everyone's safe, no one's safe.
That's why I'm trying to tell as many people as I can that the rape of women and the slaughter of babies is not resistance. It's not justified. Like Bella just said, there's no context that we could give in order to justify this. And that professor is who's teaching people like me, 18-year-olds, about the Middle East? In what world is that okay? In what world is raping women and then taking them to be paraded through the streets of Gaza okay? This isn't about what Israel's response. This was published not even a week after Hamas's attack, before Israel started retaliating. You want to talk about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza? Let's talk about it.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
We need to spread this news, though, that unfortunately, even in 2023, like she said, we can't walk back to our Chabad house safely without a police escort. It literally got violent. They were chucking rocks at the window and chanting, making death threats. So we need to spread this around. There's videos. We'll post it and spread it. Tell people that this is not okay.